So, hello everybody, welcome to the press conference, the first press conference today of the first fight card of the year for Oktagon MMA, Oktagon 52. Goes down tomorrow night in the Utilita Arena. You'll see up here we've got a fantastic fight card. These guys feature on the prelims. We're going to get a chance to see them, not just some great fights, but some great stories behind some of these fighters as well. So we'd like you to ask your questions, put your hands up, and we'll bring a microphone to you to do that. For us, we're excited to be in Newcastle. We're looking forward to this event very much. We're also looking forward to being the first ever promotion in the UK to do open scoring without our fights. So that is going to be something different. We've already tested it. We tried it. It was very interesting to see how that affected the fighters through the thing. So any questions for any of these guys, put your hands up and let's go. Got the microphone for you, my friend.
Yeah. So my name's Jordan from the Rambling Dad. This one is for Corey. So you're currently ranked 9th with a win tomorrow night. How many more fights ahead do you think you need to get to a title shot?
I'd probably say about two or three more. Deal with Max, just concentrate what's in front of me for now, and then go back to my team and talk to our team about future fights. And take it from there. Just do the business on Saturday, really.
Okay, obviously. And you've been training with Aaron Amy, going through it. So have you picked up any extra grappling moves that we're going to see over the weekend?
We just work on each other's strengths and weaknesses, really. Yeah. We are, like, you'd think that Amy would help you with grappling. I don't think striking, but I've learned a lot from him being a striking element as well. And I don't know if he's learned much from me from grappling. But I'll just put all my tools into action on Saturday and just use everything really.
Yeah. Okay, cheers, mate. So I've got another one for Dennis Frimpong. What's happening, buddy? With respect to McHugh, who's also fighting on tomorrow night's card, what would it mean to you to get the first win in Oktagon representing Irish MMA?
Yeah, obviously, the Ironman fights before me. I still do want them to win. Obviously, I've got to support the Irish. But yeah, it would be nice to get the first win for an Irish battle on Oktagon.
Yeah, okay, mate. Thank you very much.
Cheers. We'll keep it with Dennis. This will be your third pro fight, and you're taking on a guy who will be making it for the 30th time in his pro career. Just in those pure terms, it's a complete mismatch. Why, stylistically, isn't it?
Well, I mean, as far as I've heard, he had like 66 amateurs as well, a few boxing matches. So he probably had like over 100 fights in his life, right? So he is experienced. He had 20 pro fights before I made my amateur debut. I have had 5 fights on the pro rules last year. But yeah, I don't think, I think he's on the way out and I'm on the way in. And it's a generational thing where I just believe he's an old school fighter, bit of a throwback, and it does everything okay. And I do everything excellently, so I'll show that tomorrow night.
I think Brian said at the weigh-in that you actually asked for that particular fight. Why Yang?
Well, I mean, he had an opponent pull out of his sore vagina last year, and I think it was like a week's notice or something. And I wanted to jump in late replacement, obviously it was a bit heavy, so I asked for like a catchweight fight. They gave it to some ghost, nobody, that ended up beating him on a decision, coming up from featherweight. And then I had a bit of back and forth with Jan, a bit of friendly banter, and fair play to him, his game, he took the fight. He probably didn't have to. A lot of guys would hide behind the records and say, "Oh, you've only got 2 pro fights. I don't need to fight you." But he is game. You know what I mean? One time I give him his respect. He is game to fight anyone. And we'll find out tomorrow night, as I said.
Brilliant, thanks. And question for Nathan. What does it mean to you to be able to walk out on virtually home soil here in Newcastle, fight, training and fighting locally with hopefully a load of your friends and family in the crowd?
It's obviously a massive opportunity for me. It's like a massive opportunity for me. Obviously, getting signed to Oktagon was like a massive step in my career. I just think that they've just like thrown us a nice one for me. First one, really. Obviously, like I've rolled up, like I've had like time to cook weight in me in like me home, like just me house. Came straight here. It's all been straightforward for us. Obviously, like it is like a goal of mine to like fight like abroad and stuff like that as well, and like all over like Europe and like Eastern Europe, obviously with like Oktagon and stuff like that. But for my first one, it's just perfect. Like I just feel like it couldn't have been like easier for us. So, yeah, it's amazing, really, mate. And like you say, all my friends and family are going to be able to come and support us. I think I'm going to get a massive pop when I walk out. I think it's just going to show them that like that all of the work that they've put in, like promoting and stuff's been well warranted, and that I think it's going to be off like both of us really.
Great stuff. And Christian, same question for you, Dan. What's your first fight week like this out on home soil? What's it been like for you so far? And what's fight night going to be like for you?
Oh, it's going to be mint, like, it's Nathan Sable, and I've got all our friends and family there, everyone who we know, so, like, we get a massive, like, pop in the crowd when we walk out, which wasn't be like here, really, especially, like, it's my third, like, professional fight, obviously, being a big opportunity here, so I'm just going to, like, grasp it with both hands and finish on that.
Brilliant. And one for Jake. Obviously, no two fights that are the same. You're running things back with Arman. Obviously, didn't go your way the first time round. What have been the main takeaways, if you could take too much from that fight as you prepare for the second time round?
Probably not going to bad headspace into the guillotine, to be honest. Not a lot of time to prepare with my team, where even the little things, not just in that fight, but the things you do wrong in the gym, things you did wrong in that fight. My preparation's been boss. All the little things that lead up to a fight, working with the best strength and conditioning coaches, working with the best MMA coaches, working with the best training partners to bring the game up to a level where I think that I can beat him.
Last one from me for Arman. Given how that first fight went, is there much you can take from that, or is this just a completely fresh matchup for you? And what's your confidence level like in this one?
And obviously, winning the fight is going to give me confidence more. But after looking at a different fight, it was 34 seconds, so like can't really take much off it. As Jake said, he got into the head, and I capitalised on it, put him to sleep, which was obviously a big high for me and a big moment, especially coming off onto that show, the way I got onto it and everything. So I'm looking at it as a completely different fight. It's that my preparation as well has been brilliant. I've had a full camp, which is the first time I've had a full camp ever in my career. Even fighting amateur, I took lots of fights on short notice. So did that with my pro debut. Didn't come out the way it did, but this time I know I've done the right thing. So I'm ready for it, and you'll see that tomorrow.
Cheers, thanks very much.
No worries.
Yeah, I'm going to stick on Jake. Jake, you've obviously had the first fight didn't go your way. We've just talked about how in a short period of time, there's not too much you can learn from that fight itself. Out of everyone sat at the table here, you're the one with the eyes fixed. How much would it mean to you to get this win back over Arnold?
It would mean everything, do you know what I mean? It means all the preparation that I've done is worth it. It means everything that I went through after that fight was worth it. And like I don't fight for, I'm not fighting for like revenge or anything like that. For me, I fight for my pride. I fight to make myself proud. If that makes sense. So that's what it'll mean to me.
Thank you. And then Jan, obviously, Dennis is sat there. He's got the shades on. Talks a real good game. It's nice, smooth talker. Does it make it easier to get motivated for a fight against somebody that talks as much trash as this guy over here?
Ahoj, zdravím všechny, pro mě to je, každý zápas je pro mě motivace. Určitě i tento zápas je pro mě motivace. Já jsem v podstatě rád za to, že tady můžu zápasit, že můžu zápasit v Anglii a ukázat svým fanouškům, jak trénujeme u nás v Ostravě a jak zápasíme v Oktagonu.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for this question. I have to say I'm glad for every opportunity where I can fight, and every fight gives me motivation. So this fight has motivated me as well. I'm very happy that I got the opportunity to fight here in the UK and to show off my skills and how we train in Ostrava.
Who do you train with?
Se dá para assim como o nosso Australia ou o nosso Czech.
with fighters out of Ostrava and the Czech Republic,
Happy with the answer.
Taky Polska a Slovenska.
and from Poland and Slovakia.
Okay, so just turning that question on its head, Dennis, obviously you're looking to get off to a winning start, obviously with this one here against Jan. We've spoken about the difference in experience already. There seems a little bit of needle between the two of you, but when you come into these fight weeks and you try and rally your opponents up and you say a lot in the build-up, do you ever worry about the opposite effect to what I've just asked there in regards to giving them extra motivation?
Hey, listen, I come into this camp, I was happy enough to just let things be, not be your usual self. He started it, he opened the can of worms, so I'm gonna pour that can of worms all over him tomorrow. As it has been for the last few weeks, it's already a 10-8, if not a TKO. So tomorrow I'm gonna finish off a clean KO. Listen, I want him motivated. I want him as good as he wants to be. He needs something because he's about 5'2", so he needs some kind of motivation to try and hit me. He'll overcommit, and he'll end up getting caught with something sharp.
And then one for Corey as well. Corey, you've again had a bit of needle with Max. You've got the preparations with regards to how difficult is it when you've got a guy that's undefeated, there's not a crazy amount of tape on, for you to actually prepare for that matchup?
When you get to this level, you don't really, concentrate too much on them. I've looked at a little bit of footage of him and I concentrate mainly on myself. He's not undefeated. He lost today, didn't he? He missed weight, so that's already one loss. Do you know what I mean? If this was 100-meter hurdles, he's got the fucking first hurdle, hasn't he? I'm at the finish line, so he's not undefeated. If you can't make weight, and the fact that he's a bantamweight as well, he's come up to featherweight, he's still missed weight. I don't even know how that's possible. Yeah, he's already lost in my opinion. Dennis Silva was undefeated, and a big hype behind him and stuff, but undefeated doesn't mean anything. Do you know what I mean? Losses grow you. You know what I mean? And he hasn't learned a lesson yet. I'm going to teach him a very bad lesson on Saturday.
Good answer. That's me.
Any more?
One for you, Brian. So obviously, how have you found bringing Oktagon to the UK? You had your first event in Manchester last year, obviously bringing it to Newcastle this year, and how many more do we expect to see in the UK going forward in 2024?
Yeah, it's been a journey. Obviously, it's very different markets from Germany and Czech Republic and Slovakia. But for me, it's always been about tapping into the talent. And when we look at the series we did, Oktagon Challenge, I think I highlight that level we're at, coming through with the prospects. When you look at this card, the lads stood up here or sat down here. I think you can see that the UK scene, the Irish scene, even if you break it down into individual countries, the Welsh scene, the Scottish scene is so strong that I feel like it will be a matter of time before we have multiple champions from the UK in Oktagon. And that's the goal. Build the champions, build the fighters, tell the stories. And as far as events, we'll be probably looking at around 3 to 4 this year. And some interesting projects coming as well, which again, when you do Oktagon, that's what we do, that's what changes us, that's what makes us different. So the next 12 months are very exciting. It's going to be busy. I've got a very patient wife, but outside of that, it's amazing.
Okay. Can you drop any of the locations on us, or is it all top secret?
England.
Nice.
Narrow it down. It's the talent there, just the fans there, the fighters. So I'd love that to happen. So that makes sense. That's the thing. We've got to build it, we've got to grow it, and that's the stepping stones we're at now. We've got to get. We're building the roster. We've got to get into the hearts and the minds of the UK fans. We've got to show them we're not just here for the odd event. We're not just showing up to be a flash in the pan. We want to be the domestic promotion here. And the foundations we've got, when you even look at the fight card tomorrow night, that's what it's built on. The press is great. You guys turning up for these events, coming here early to be part of this, spreading that word is a big part of it. And, that will transition into the hearts and minds of the fans as well. So it's going to be an exciting time for us and for the fighters, I believe.
Okay, thank you.
We'll do one more question and then we'll move on to the second press conference.
Well, I've interviewed every single one of the home fighters on 4-4, so I just want to wish you all good luck for tomorrow. My sole question is sort of for Dennis and for Jan. We talked about mismatch within this fight with experience and stuff on Jan's side. But do you, Dennis, feel like he's underestimating you a little bit because it outweighs heavily? I mean, in terms of mismatch with your range, it outweighs heavily in your favour, don't it? So do you feel like he's underestimated you a little bit?
Yeah, I think officially it's a mismatch in experience, but it's also a mismatch on my part in skill. As I said, I'll show that tomorrow. I'm not going to talk too much about it. I don't think he's underestimated me, to be honest. I think a lot of these guys know what the story is. Do you know what I mean? There's a reason a lot of guys don't want to fight me, and I've had to get a guy in his 30s fight to fight me. You know what I mean? All these guys with less than 10 fights stuck in me. So it is what it is. You know, people want to protect their little precious records. I've only had hard fights in my career, and as I said, look, he's probably watched Oktagon Challenge UK versus Ireland. If who hasn't, go watch it, and you'll know about his skill set.
Are you translating for Jan?
Nevím teďka, na co mám odpovědět, mě to trošku krčilo jenom v rychlosti, prosím.
Can you repeat the question? He doesn't know what to answer to.
Everybody spoke about a mismatch in terms of experience. Do you think it's a mismatch? Obviously, it's a mismatch in terms of the range and stuff. So do you feel like you might be underestimating Dennis a little bit?
Ne, určitě nepodcením Denise, určitě v těch věcech, kterých je vysoký, takže v tom postoji, v té vzdálenosti on má určitě přednost, to nemá jakoby společného nic se zkušenostma, on má spoustu zápasů na amatérské úrovni. Když jsme si začali psát, tak on v podstatě mi potvrdil, že chce se mnou zápas, že mu odmítli zápasníci, takže on byl iniciátor v podstatě toho zápasu, já jsem na to přistoupil. Ale nepodceňuji absolutně jeho zkušenosti, beru to, ten zápas odpovědně, jsem motivovaný a připravoval jsem se na ně.
No, I am definitely not underestimating him. He has many benefits, such as the fact that he's tall, so he will be very good at his striking. And he has also a lot of amateur fights. When we started texting, he actually told me that a lot of fighters actually rejected him and didn't want to fight him. So this is why I accepted. And I definitely don't underestimate him or his skills. I prepared well for him and I'm ready to fight him.
Můžu ještě jenom doplnit, prosím? Ještě jsem chtěl říct k tomu skoro, já jsem si nikdy skoro nevybíral, můžete se podívat na zápasníky, s kterými jsem zápasil, s mistrama Evropy v tajském boxu, s klukama, kteří byli větší, těžší, s jakýma různýma mám skoro, jaký mám 13-16, takže já jsem určitě nejsem ten typ zápasníka, který by si dělal bilanci. Od začátku jsem šel do profíku a zápasil ve 20 letech jsem skončil s hokejem a začal jsem se věnovat bojovým sportu. Ještě jednou děkuji.
And in regards to the score, I've never chosen my opponents based on the score. You can see how many guys I've fought, even in prime boxing, even larger and heavier guys than me. And I never chose my opponents because of the score or to better my score. I stopped hockey at 20 and I got into MMA, and I'm really glad I did so.
Fantastic. Right. What we'll do now is we've got 3 complete fights up here now. We'll just bring them back around. We'll do a final face-up between those 3 fights. Thank you. Come back. Yeah. Dan's gone there. Hopefully. He's coming. Got him? I think that's like your back. It's like your back. Exactly. It's good you got it. But like, I'm so used to you without it.
How much was your hair? I mean, I didn't think they were that much, but if you lost 100 grams, I must have like the fucking
Nah, to be honest, actually, not as well.
Just waiting for Jan to shoot up.
It was so sad. I got you. It was good. That happened a few weeks ago, 100%. It was just, I had to say that was real. Yeah, that actually didn't happen. That was real, like, actually. But I know I had to do it. He said that the post that I had up to do this. I was like, ah, fuck it. He said it was good. Oh, that's really stuff. Yeah, it is. But, no, I got lucky, hit the back of the car, so I was sitting.
Okay. So, ready? Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So for the first of the stare downs, let's bring together Jake McHugh and Armand Herzeg.
I brought you a present. I need you to sign this one. All right. No, I shouldn't take it. Okay.
Jake McHugh, Armand Herzeg, thank you. Next up, Nathan Hayward, Roman Paulus.
You want to be close. I know what you're going to do. You're going to try and pin me up against that fence, mate. You're not going to get close. Yeah.
Not mighty close.
Nathan Hayward, Roman Paulus. with the Jan Cherokee and Dennis Frimpong with the We're having, okay? Let's do it then. Jan Cherokee, Dennis Frimpong. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, what a fight, what a night. Tomorrow night, Oktagon 52, the utility arena. We will now switch it out. We'll bring the second press conference in, which will include Andre Novotny and Pavel Maruda as well. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, Tom joking. Just five.
Jste dávný, když się udało, czyli tak to nawet
Tallest guys. We need someone on it.
Trust me, this is cool.
So, be quiet, please. Turn on your earphones and we have started. Start. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome on the press conference before the Oktagon 52, first tournament of the year 2024 in Newcastle, second tournament on the UK soil. So welcome everyone. We are so glad to see you all here. And yeah, tickets are selling great. So tomorrow everything is set and ready for the great tournament. And yeah, time for your questions. As the first.
Cheers, thank you. I'll start off with you, Pavel. You had the Manchester event last year, and in the press conference afterwards, you said that you and Andre both learned a lot from that event, and that would really help you build Oktagon MMA in the UK. What have you taken from that event that will help make this one even better?
Definitely like to be just be better. It learns us to aim for the local audiences as well, be more precise. So we were much more, I would say, we put much more effort into to sell even here in the area of Newcastle, but also working better with media that we have as partners, and they are actually here right now as well. So we put much more effort in these things, the smaller details like the outdoor campaigns, the little activities like we launched a 90-second show to help people to see closer to the preparation of the main event for next tournament, and a lot of stuff that this every country is different. Czechia, Slovakia, Germany, UK. So we are learning a lot on the way, and same for UK. So there's a lot to learn always, and we are getting better and better.
Cool. And a question for Jack. Yourself and Jonas have really built this fight superbly over the last few weeks. Ever since that first meeting when you were face to face in the cage in Manchester, it's been non-stop ever since. What is it about Jonas that really sort of rubs you up the wrong way?
It's not necessarily that it rubs you up the wrong way. We're just different people. Like Pavel was saying, we've done that 90-second show. You can see the contrast in personalities that we are. So I guess that's it. You know what I mean? We're just different people, different fighters. So yeah, that's kind of it. I guess it's just a natural sort of clash if you look at us both. Like both fighting, both speaking. So yeah, like I said, the 90-second show's still out there, so if you want to learn more about it, books in that watch. It's been absolutely all over everywhere on it, so I guess all the information you guys are going to ask, you can go and look at that and you'll know the answers.
Cheers, press on.
I'm going to ask you another one anyway, Jack. Compared to the other contenders and champions that you've faced over the course of your career, how do you think that Jonas sort of ranks among those opponents you've had in the past, do you think?
I think he's up there. I've fought guys who I think could beat him, guys who I think he could beat. But yeah, he's a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's a good fighter. I just think I'm better. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. I'm fighting tomorrow, aren't I? So at the time we're talking realistically, we're weighed in, we're ready to go. Both turning up, both ready to put on a scrap for everyone tomorrow. So I can't wait for it, man. Let's go.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Question for Jonas. I'll flip the same question back to you. Where does Jack rank compared to the other fighters that you've faced so far in your career, and what do you make of him as a personality as well, building up to this?
I just want to say sorry in advance because I got these hiccups, so I'm just going to be sounding like a fish on the ground right now. But he's up there. He's in there. I think it's the match to make. Like I think it was always in the books that we were going to fight one day, and the day is tomorrow. So I'm very excited for it. And I want to fight the toughest guys. I was offered other fighters before I got offered Jack, but I know Jack comes to fight and he's not going to pull out of a fight, and that's what I want to test myself against. So yeah, it's going to be a good dance partner tomorrow. We're going to put it on. So I couldn't be more happy than that. I want to prove myself I'm better than him. He thinks he's better than me. I know I'm better than him, and tomorrow we'll see it.
Great stuff. Question for Aaron. Spoke to you at the press conference in Manchester, and all roads seem to be leading to here in Newcastle and potentially a championship rematch. You haven't got that championship rematch. How frustrating is it that you're not sitting up here knowing that you're going to be fighting for a belt again on Saturday?
It was frustrating. I think the way it happened was frustrating as well, but I've just got to put that to the back of my mind now and focus on what's ahead of me. I'm a fighter. This will be my 6th fight in 11 months. And I feel like flyweight is also a new division to Octagon. And if the champ isn't going to be active and represent it, it's up to me to carry that division. I'm the number one flyweight fighter. So it's important that I keep bringing the fights and, bringing that entertainment for the division, for Octagon as well. And what's happened now with Garcia is done for now, but I had to take things into my own control, and I didn't want to wait out on the sideline, so I put myself out there again, and I'm planning on getting that rematch again in April.
Brilliant. And one for
Yes.
one for Matt Bonner. You've had a hell of a run over the last few years, obviously starting in particular with that run of fights through the pandemic, making it to the top occasion where you're becoming a champion. You're on a new platform now with Oktagon. Just interested to know how your experience under the new banner has been since you've signed and your anticipation for the fight with Matty, who brings a unique skill set and a pretty unique wingspan to this fight.
Yeah, I think there's two or three other players before the cage warriors and Oktagon now. I think there's two distinct ways. I think Oktagon maybe separate themselves from some other organisations, and one is the scale in terms of the only the show is trying to push into the stadiums. In Germany, there's 19,000 people there. That's an enormous amount of people, and I guess there's a lot of risk associated with booking these big stadiums. So good for Oktagon for trying to do that. And the second thing is they really do try and push the athlete, the fighter. This is why they're doing all these 90-second shows, and this is why they give you the mic at the end of the fight. You want to make the fight the star, and you want the star to bring the crowd with them. So I do think that's two things I really do appreciate. I think Oktagon do really well. In terms of Peñas, my opponent, he is a fantastic striker. A little bit of a mystery when it comes to his wrestling, his grappling. There's not many people who've been able to take it down to the floor. So very similar again to the last fight, where that's something that's going to have to be discovered when we're in there. But his wingspan is ridiculous. His arms are about as long as my legs. He's very tall, and he uses that size really well. So he's going to be a tricky opponent tomorrow.
Brilliant. Last one from me for Stuart. It's number one versus number two, I think, in the heavyweight rankings. Have you been told definitively you get yourself a big win on Saturday that you'll be in there for the belt next?
Yeah, it was kind of always assumed after the last fight that my next would be a title contenders fight, so it didn't matter really who it was. I'm not in any shows to be, filling up the card or the place bottom of the card. Like after the last fight, I made it quite clear. I have no interest in being a prelim fighter. I'm not here to make up numbers. I'm here for the belt. Obviously, Adam is like one of the top heavyweights here. I personally think he would probably match up very well with Hatif. I think he'd probably beat him, which to me means this for me is a title fight. Obviously it'd be nice to have a big gold belt, and my check gets a little bigger when the title's involved. So for me, that's quite a big deal. So I'll get this one out of the way. Get him done, and we'll move on to Hatif. I'm hoping with that, I'm thinking Germany this year will be amazing. I fought in Germany before, it went well for me. Like I'm part German, my grandfather was German, so it'd be nice to go and fight so my family can come. Some of the family I don't see very often, never seen me live, it'd be amazing. I want to kind of lead the charge for the British fighters over here as well. I want to be the guy in London. I want to be the top guy, down south. I'm kind of hoping as Octagon goes on, it's not just going to be UK versus the world. I'd like to see some UK versus UK battles. I know the heavyweights are kind of tied up a little bit more, but I'd love a North versus South card. If we do a card in in London. Let's get some of these Northern boys down. If they've not got anyone for me, then I can provide one of my teammates heavyweight, smash something over and up. I think it'd be a fun card. I think a lot of people get behind that, So he's soft Northerners.
Cheers, thank you. So I've got a question for Aaron Avery. So Christopher said in the build-up to this fight that you like to break. Now that you're sitting there with him, is there anything you'd like to say regarding that comment?
No, not really. I feel like, question my skill set, maybe question the way I fight, but questioning my mindset, I 100% know I'm unbreakable. There's been plenty of times in fights I've had to show it, but there's been much bigger opportunities in life where I've had to show my mindset. And I feel like you say that for one or two reasons. One, you're trying to motivate me to maybe do something I don't normally do, or two, you just haven't watched me and know about me. And I feel like I know who I am as a person, and I know I'll never quit, and I know I'll never be broken, and I'll always keep moving forward. And for me, that's just in me, and it's always been in me. That's what I'm here today. And it just takes me back to maybe times growing up where people have told me, you can't do that, your lungs won't be able to cope with it. You're going to go in the disabled group in PE. So has it motivated me? Yes. But do I have anything to say on it? Like personally, other than that, no.
Thank you, mate. And obviously you were asked a minute ago about Elias Garcia. You said you've had to chase this yourself because he's not been willing. Now that you're on the stage, have you got a message that you would like to send to him?
I'll see you in April.
Cheers, mate. Christopher, one for you. So obviously Aaron has a heavy top game. You play the bottom game. How do you see this fight playing out?
First and foremost, I can't even hate the guy, man. The guy, he tries to do well. But yeah, I'm a bottom guy, but I'm also the top guy. It doesn't matter where the fight goes. I know where to take it, So yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you. So I've got my two questions. This one's for Jack and Jonas. So the build-up to this fight has been very intense. Is there anything left to say to one another before you get in there and fight tomorrow night? Whoever would like to go first.
I think the things that's been said, and now it's just time to go in and enjoy myself. Like, it's like that 90-second show I literally seen our lives every single day. And yeah, it was nice, but it was also a little bit bothered sometimes. But I feel like it's a good way to show that the fighters are more than fighters, people as well, because we can come out of a little bit like animals. But things have said, and the work is done, and now tomorrow it's going to be settled. And that's the beautiful thing about this sport. Like, that's why I like it. So I think most fighters like we can talk all we want, but at the end of the day, we have to show up and do our things and back it up, and that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. So, yeah.
Cheers, mate, and same to you, Jack.
Yeah, nothing left to say. Nothing left to say. You've seen the 90-second show, you've seen all that to say on it. We've had a face-to-face interview, we had a press conference, blah, blah, blah. You heard it all before, what we're going to have a scrap tomorrow, and that's it, we're the best man.
Yeah, and then same again to both of you. So, given the global nature of MMA, fans from different cultures are watching all across Europe and the world. Is there a message that you'd like to send to the international fan base of your opponent?
Tune in for this fight, because we are two guys who want to fight each other and who's coming to fight. And sometimes in this sport you don't see that. So it's going to be a good watch. I know personally, I would watch this fight, like all the build up and everything. So yeah, everybody tune in for this fight. It's gonna be a banger, 100% from start to finish.
Same. Cheers, mate.
So can I hear the question is going to be stand up fight like you told before?
Stand up.
Yeah.
Maybe we're gonna start standing up. See, Jack always goes for takedowns. He always goes for takedowns. So maybe you're gonna go for a takedown.
Yeah, we'll see who gets like who wants to fight with him. But it'll be a stand-up fight for us as long as we both decide, I guess.
Until somebody kicks and then you go for takedowns or something else.
Yeah, maybe. Or I might just punch somebody if they try and set their feet on them. But we'll see, won't we? Like I said, I'm going in there with an MMA fight in mind. Obviously, we're all MMA guys up here. None of us, we're not all just boxers or wrestlers or whatever. We train everything. We put our lives into the sport, developing our skills and all that sort of shit. So I'm going in there to hit Jonas hard. I'm going in there to do maximum damage, and I'm going in there to win, like you said before. So yeah, I'm going in there to take the win, and that's what I'm planning on doing. By any means necessary, read into that what you will. But yeah, it's most likely going to be a striking fight.
Okay, well, you two are playing far too nice. So something you can both agree on, Felipe Lima. He has said, speaking of the 90 seconds, that he hopes you both knock each other out, and then he can fight you both on the same night. What are your responses to the jump?
Not really how it works, is it? I guess that's what I'll say to Felipe Lima. But yeah, it's not the cleverest remark, is it? But yeah, like it's, as much as I'm going in there to take Jones to knock him out, I'll win mighty shots if there's a double knockout guy, so I can't really be fucking promising that one. But yeah, like I'm saying, it's not really a really smart remark from Lima. But I think Jones might agree with me on that one. But there we go. Yeah, that's what I've got to say.
Yeah, he's not a very smart guy, but bless him. Cheating man.
Okay, so sticking on Felipe Lima, Jonas, he said he'd like to fight Jack next because Jack likes to bang, and he also said that you were scared and don't actually like to be in the cage. So
I'm scared. I don't like to be in the cage.
Correct.
But that's why I'm so active. I really don't like this fighting thing. That's why I stay active. Even when I lose, I'm just coming in asking for a fight right away. So that's just delusional. But yeah, if he thinks that, he's going to be in for a surprise.
Martin, you've obviously got Matthew Bonner to focus on tomorrow night. Given his experience in this game to date, is this your toughest challenge?
For sure, Matthew Bonner is a big challenge for me. He's a complete fighter. Like most of the fights, he's using his wrestling and grappling, but he has also quite good hands, like a little bit different style than the other guys. Like when I was like checking his fights, it's some stuff that I think I can like use in my game. And I think it would be a very, very tough fight for me. He's a good opponent, experienced opponent. And yeah, I'm excited to do it.
Thank you. Aaron, looking forward to seeing you get back in there tomorrow. Have you had any assurances? You mentioned April earlier on, but is that going to be against Elias Garcia? Because I know you mentioned previously that you maybe think he's going to hide, he's not actually coming back to defend the belt.
I do think he's gone into hiding. I feel like I said, if he really wanted to fight, he'd be in. However, I do have maybe a little niggle of an inquiry that he might be here in April. Do I believe it? When my contract's signed, and I'll believe it. I'll be there waiting for him 100%.
And then Adam, obviously we heard from Stuart earlier on. You've stopped 8 opponents in your 9 victories today. Do you think Stuart Austin will be able to handle the Polish power?
I think he is the most experienced guy with who I fight, and he's the next step to get the title shot with Hatef Moli, fight check for me. And tomorrow will be. I finish him or he finish me. It's a fight business. This looks like.
So in response to that, Stuart, Adam just said that he might get knocked out, you might get knocked out. Is this going to be a standard manga affair?
Well, if you watch me, like, I'm going to throw him in the back. Like, there's very few people in the world I can't take down. If I need to strike with him, I will. But at some point, if he wants to come forwards, I want to go forwards. And if we're both walking forwards, we're going to go chest to chest. Most heavyweights like to come forwards, putting pressure on, either throwing bombs or looking for big takedowns. As far as I'm concerned, I go forwards, he goes forward. That means we're wrestling. If we're wrestling, I don't see it going one way. Really, I really do. Like, I don't mind. I'll pull guard. I believe my grappling that much. I've got really proven in season grappling. He's a decent guy. Don't get me wrong. But like I know my game, and I believe in it. He knows what I'm going to do. I know what he's going to do. It's one of those ones. Like we're going to see who can enact that game. He's going to try to strike with me. I'm going to try and push the pace and chase him down. And I think like in the long term, like when you like 8 finishes is great, but I've been to it. I do 5 rounds, 5 fights, 1 decision to that. I finish people like I've got submissions, knockouts. I've got a really diverse skill set. So, when heavyweights like I might throw and land a shot, and I might hurt by accident. Like we all carry good power. He's a big guy. So I've put people to sleep before. What happened will happen. I'm not trying to control the fight too much. I kind of like allow it to go where it's going to go. And just apply pressure constantly. And the plan is apply pressure until he breaks.
Christopher, obviously we've heard from Aaron. You two have both had difficult past and things that have gone on. How difficult is it, to push forward when you've had the kind of hardships that you guys have had? And secondly, how important does it show that the sport of MMA is to guys like the pair of you?
First and foremost, not just MMA guys have depression and have a tough life. Everyone has a tough life, But at the end of the day, it's up to both fighters. I respect them for coming in the cage, and I also come in the cage as well. So I'm gonna put my hands on him, and I'm also gonna be good on the ground and wrestle, So I don't know how he's gonna beat me. Other guys that he fought were strikers. I'm gonna wrestle him just a guy. I fought high level guys in America, and I know I'm gonna fight for the belt during April or whenever Garcia decides to fight.
And then last one for me for Jack. Jack, you've said there's nothing we can say about the fight. The 90 seconds has covered everything. There's no answers left. No stone left unturned. When you walk into a bar as mate, what do you ask for?
The local fucking chap off the estate, yeah, they get on the estate. Nah, my mate cut my hair, and he's cut my hair, it's like wherever you get trained on, and he's cut my hair, so if anyone's got a problem, then you can go and see him. But nah, I've had it since I can remember. There's no real reason why I've got the haircut. I'm not, there's no special reason. I forget I see myself on camera and that sometimes, I'm thinking, fuck that, I never realised that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, I've never not had it really. I've had it since I was a kid. Just proved that way, I guess. And my mum just cursed me with it, so there's that one answered.
Thank you, mate. That's it for me.
Just a question for Aaron. Aaron, another tough fight. You only like to take tough fights, it seems. You're always ready. We know that when you're cornering other fighters and when you're in their corner, you're always training, you always stay ready. Is there any specific training that you've had to do for Christopher's style? Or is it you've been active this last 11 months, more than you're just going to go into it and see what the fight takes you?
I'm one of those guys who's always in the gym. I've been in this sport a very long time now. I know my style. I know what I do well. And if you probably can watch a lot of my training, it's just basics. Done to a good level, time and time again. I'll have a week off after a fight, and then I'm back in the gym. Just working on my craft, just making it a little bit better. So I haven't really had to change anything I've had to do for Chris or anyone else really. It's just focusing on making my style better all the time, and then let's see if he can stop it.
And Christopher, obviously, you've flown over here in the Lions Den. Obviously, Aaron's not from Newcastle, but the whole country supports him and backs him, really. Have you factored in terms of any nerves that you're going to feel in the fight coming into this one on Saturday?
Not at all, because all the questions are going straight to him saying he's gonna fight for the title against Garcia. So you guys already saying I'm gonna go, I'm gonna lose at the end of the day. I already know I have nothing that's gonna stop me from beating him up and then calling out Garcia. Garcia, I don't think he wants to fight, but we'll find someone else. If you're gonna have to fight him twice, I'll do it again. But at the end of the day, I'm the underdog. All my fights, when I fought for other promotions in the US, I was always underdog. I can't get booed, I got spit at, I got cursed at, and at the end, they're all quiet. So I can't wait, and no nerves at all.
One for Jonas. Jonas, we know that you don't really fight out with Manchester top team, also back at home as well. It seems this camp you've spent most of your time back at home. Jack has said previously he's trained with a lot of your training partners as well. Is that been the reason that you've maybe done a lot of your training camp back at home so that you can keep your training a secret, or what's been the reason for that?
Not at all. It's just very, very cold in these northern gyms. I like my toes, so that's been the reason. Like, I feel like I have a very good solid team in Holland now, and we have good guys who can push me everywhere. So it was just the right way. I didn't want to get injured for this fight, so I did some of my camp here, and I did the rest of the camp in Holland. I felt like it was the perfect mix. So that's the reason. And the cold goes in there as well. It's so cold in these gyms. So yeah, but that's the reason.
And my last question to Matthew. Matthew, your opponent obviously is coming off a really quick KO in his last fight. Did that obviously factor into how you prepared for this fight, and did that also the decision to take this fight as well?
I think I knew, based off, I knew there was going to be rumours of me fighting Penance, possibly. We were supposed to, there was kind of a rumbling that we were going to fight even before the Seattle Killer fight. I knew the outcome of what that fight was going to be. I knew it was going to be a quick finish, so I wasn't sitting there, oh my God, what have I done? They've got me out. Yeah, I figured the level between the two was quite fast, and Penance did what I thought Penance was going to do. In terms of training, it's always gives you a little bit more drive when you're against someone such an operator. You know, it's one thing finding a wrestler who's going to pin you down and frustrate you. There's nothing finding someone who's going to put your lights out. So it's very motivating to get in. Maybe do that extra run. Maybe you spar a little bit harder. So I think although it's really, really good guys, it does make it a much better fight at the end of the day.
I think pretty much everything's said that needed to for the fighters. Yeah, so it's just a question for Pavel, what's Project X, Project Y, and Oktagon Underground?
It's some kind of past project we did in Czech and German Republic, and we will bring them also here. So it's some project with Project X, was a project with unknown people, which start fighting in a short amount of time, and they become stars somehow. Should say the details, just very short. This is interesting. Like, it was a guy who had said that he will lose 50 kilos in 9 months. Something like that. It was reaching on there, and he said, I will lose 50 kilos and fight in MMA. And we were covering every weekly his whole process, how he cut the skin, everything. And he said, if I will not step in the cage, I will set my Mercedes G on fire, like a punishment for myself. So it was super interesting. He was fighting against a crazy barber, so that was a lot of fun. But it shows like how two crazy people become disciplined, and it shows the beauty of the sport. So it works very well.
One more question for you guys. Obviously, the lessons that you've taken from Manchester, what you've got to transfer that to Newcastle. What are we going to see different this time?
Yeah, definitely like many details that we can talk long about them, but mostly to be more focused. Like for example, now we are mostly focused on the main event, so we understand we have short amount of time. We have two super interesting fighters. It's a big fight. It's for the number one bantamweight in UK. So the king of the Manchester, how we call it. So that's why we make it focus on one thing. So it was easier for fans to attach to it, and for media, everyone. That was one of the main things I would say, and many others like I described before.
One last one. Sorry, from the promoter standpoint, what is the situation on Elias Garcia?
Yeah. Actually, like you get that only once.
So get in touch with Elias.
So he's got his chance. He's not here, so it's for the first and last time. Next time you are not the champion. Thank you. Yeah. Fair enough. That's it? Yeah, great. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so we can do the sevens? Yes. Yeah. Or anybody wants to say, you get made that. Yeah. Everybody happy? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So, eat. How much you eat now?
Too much.
Too much?
Too much.
I need a new shirt. Okay, so let's do the sevens. Yeah, so we can start.
No.
So we'll bring the stare down to first of all the heavyweight contest. Let's welcome Stuart Austin and Adam Power. So from the heavyweight, so we move to the flyweights. Let's welcome now Christopher Daniel and Aaron Avey. Middleweights up next. Let's welcome Matthew the Beast Bonner and Mate Peñas. That is our co-main event, ladies and gentlemen. For the main event, let's welcome Jack Cartwright and Jonas McGrath. That is our main event of the evening tomorrow night, the Utility Arena. Finally, the score will be settled. Jack Cartwright, Jonas McGrath.
Good, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can join us again tomorrow night at the Utility Arena. Tickets at ticketmaster.com or watch live on Oktagon.tv, channel 4 or the Zone.
Oh, my God, I was gonna say.
Let's go eat. Dear gracious, enjoy. Thank you all. You're awesome. Check those staying here. So see you tomorrow then.
Po měsících slovních festivalech se bývalý dvojnásobný šampion Oktagonu Jonas Magar ukázal jedním z nejnebezpečnějších sportů v Evropě nepočtený dvojnásobným šampionem Cage Warriors s Čechem se bleskové kámo v minulém zápase na titulový chodník. Se zpívaného Čepa